Princess Mononoke takes place in the Muromachi era of Japan, which lasted from 1392 to 1573. During this period, Japan's relationship with nature underwent dramatic changes. Iron production had skyrocketed, requiring great numbers of trees to be cut down for charcoal, and people believed that they could control nature. In addition, it was the time before Japan as we know it today was formed. It was a confusing yet lively era. Women had more freedom, and many new arts were born. The rigid class structure of samurai, farmers, and artisans had not yet been established. Miyazaki has noticed that the current era is undergoing similar changes and confusion, which partially explains why he decided to set this tale in the Muromachi period. Traditional leads in period dramas include samurai or geisha, but with Princess Mononoke, Miyazaki decided to instead form his characters from outcast groups and oppressed minorities who have hardly received screen time in Japanese films. Thus, the inclusion of the Emishi, the tribe from which the protagonist, Ashitaka, is a descendant.
Have you ever heard of the Emishi people? They're said to ride red elks. They also use stone arrowheads just like you.
In Japanese history, the real Emishi were regarded as barbarians. They prospered in the northeast region of Honshu, the main island of Japan. For a long time, the Emishi kept their independence from the government of the Japanese Empire, but eventually, the first shogun defeated them by the turn of the 8th century. Their culture did not last long, and records of their existence are hard to find today. During the Muromachi era, the Emishi had long been assimilated into Japanese society. Using his creative freedom, Miyazaki made a clan of Emishi survive in a hidden village in the northern land.
We are the last of the Emishi. It's 500 years since the Emperor destroyed our tribe and drove the remnant of our people to the east. Some managed to survive here for all these years, but the blood of our tribe has grown thinner and weaker with each generation. Now our last prince must cut his hair and leave us, never to return. Sometimes I think the gods are laughing at us.
Longtime fans of Miyazaki have noted similarities between Princess Mononoke and Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. After all, both films involve young girls struggling to save nature and bring peace to a disordered world. However, one of Miyazaki's primary motivations behind Princess Mononoke stemmed from his dissatisfaction with the somewhat religious ending of Nausicaa. With Mononoke, Miyazaki crafted an ending which, although hopeful on many levels, leaves shades of ambiguity in existence. His reasoning for this is stated in a personal essay about the film. We are not trying to solve global problems with this film. There can be no happy ending to the war between the rampaging gods and humanity. But even in the midst of hatred and slaughter, there is still much to live for. Wonderful encounters and beautiful things still exist. Shortly after completing Princess Mononoke in 1997, Miyazaki announced his retirement. As fate would have it, though, this would only be a temporary respite, because 4 years later, Miyazaki created a movie that surpassed Mononoke, both financially and critically, Spirited Away. In the interim, however, Studio Ghibli director Isao Takahata was working on his newest production, My Neighbors the Yamadas. Based on a comic strip by Hisaichi Ishii, the film is a lighthearted romp about the ups and downs of Japanese family life. Unlike most other Ghibli productions, this movie is not plot-driven. Rather, it is a series of short stories involving the Yamadas and their occasionally hilarious and often poignant adventures. The film was intended as a tribute to similar comic strips featured in daily newspapers.
Whatever your partner does, if it wasn't intentional, you can bear it. You have to bear it. You must bear it to get through life. saying that it can't be helped is not the same thing as copping out. In fact, it's the key to marriage. It's the key to building a happy family. And it's the key to conquering life's challenges. However tough life gets, it can't be helped. This may sound a bit pessimistic, but repeat it like a mantra, and you will never be defeated in life.
In order to recapture the charm of the serial, Takahata suggested that the film's artwork should resemble the simplicity and feel of a watercolor picture comic. This goal was achieved by the use of computers, making My Neighbors the Yamadas the first Ghibli production to be created in a completely digital format. Released to theaters in 1999, My Neighbors the Yamadas drew rave reviews for its innovative animation style, but its unusual nature proved to be a tough sell to mainstream audiences. The film did not recover its $19.5 million budget at theaters. To this day, My Neighbors the Yamadas remains one of Ghibli's lesser-known works, an unfortunate fate for such a charming, creative film.
Que sera, sera. What